olvidé de ti. Te busco y no sé dónde estás. Estoy buscando respuestas. ¿Cuándo fue la última vez que te vi sonreír? Te decía mi reina, te temblaban las piernas. No supe qué día te olvidaste de mí. De mí, y yo de ti. No supe qué día te olvidaste de mí. De mí, y yo de ti. No supe qué día te olvidaste de mí. De mí, de mí. No supe qué día te olvidaste de mí. De mí, y yo de ti. No supe qué día te olvidaste de mí. Yeah.
Y ahora se puso más rica con su nacona, esa te diga, con ese pelo, esa envidadita. Ay, lo que rica, rica, una blancona que detona, con su pintona, tato lindona, pelinerona, to platicona, una cosa que impresiona. Ahora te dicen la triple M. Ay, lo que rica, más dura, más buena, más leve. Una cosa que impresiona. Ay, tu amatita, tú te pones cuando tú te me vas pa' Johnny. Después te vas pa' mi tuyo. Andas 5.000, son de embullo. Anda llena para mí. El otro día se levanta con un pasaje pa' Miami. Pa' ponerse más rica, con su nacona, esa te diga, con ese pelo y esa envidadita. Ay, lo que rica, rica, una blancona que detona, con su pintona, tato lindona, pelinerona, to platinona, una cosa que impresiona. Ahora te dicen la triple M. Ay, lo que rica, más dura, más buena, más leve. Una cosa que impresiona. Tú lo conoces, crimen, crimen. Te cojo la onda en lo exacto. Si tú me muerdes y ratatatata, tú sabes que yo soy la fucking boy, tú eres reparto. Pero ahora vamos a hacerlo a tu manera. Y haré fuego con cualquiera. Yo soy tanque, soy bandera. Y que se muera quien se muera. Y ahora se puso más rica, con su nacona, esa te diga, con ese pelo y esa envidadita. Ay, lo que rica, rica, una blancona que detona, con su pintona, tato lindona, pelinerona, to platicona, una cosa que impresiona. Tengo un plan, dime tú si nos vamos. Baby, por allá, solo tú y yo, y nos enredamos. Yo no sé qué andaba buscando, solo sé que desde que te encontré, nada estaba pensando ahora, solo paso pensando en usted. Tengo un plan, dime tú si nos vamos. Baby, para allá, solo tú y yo, si nos escapamos. Yo no sé qué andaba buscando, solo sé que desde que te encontré, nada estaba pensando ahora.
We're back to the charts, folks. Did ya miss me? Has it been a long month? How's it going? How's it going? Let me know if you guys can hear me in the chat. We're about to get started. Let's see. Tell everybody to hop on, alright? So they don't miss the information. Because even though I haven't been streaming that much, I've gone over some key stuff on all the streams, you know? Even though I have not been streaming as much. But, to say the least, if you go on the last couple streams I did, you'll see what I'm talking about. I talked about some good stuff the last couple of streams. Let me know if you guys can hear me in the chat. Market's opening up soon. I'm just dropping the link in the chats. Let everyone know to jump on before we get started here. Just dropped a new YouTube video as well on the channel. But if you're here, if you're on this stream, it's because you're maybe looking to level up your mindset, level up your discipline, level up your trading psychology, level up your trading plan. Just overall level up the information in the markets, whether it's just knowledge from a technical analysis point of view or mental knowledge. If you come on these sessions consistently, we talk a lot about mindset, discipline, psychology. I think like 50-60% of the time, that's one of the things we're talking about a lot on these sessions is mindset and psychology. I've been trading now for over 10 years. And there's a lot you're going to learn in the market about yourself. There's a lot of different types of self-awareness that you have to build. And at times, you're going to need to learn to take steps back. We talked about this yesterday on the Inner Circle stream. We did a little interview yesterday with one of my Inner Circle students. And someone messaged me saying they were frustrated with August. August was a frustrating month for them. Anybody that was on yesterday's Inner Circle session, you can even see one of my students said in the beginning of August, they had to take like a step back. They had to take like a 2-week break and just refine things, become self-aware. It's good to have time off the charts. I'll tell you why. Yeah, I've been saying it builds self-awareness because you'll see the things that you missed. Like you'll keep, like if you don't, let's say you don't trade for a week or two, but you still keep an eye on the charts. You still watch the charts. You still watch the price movements. You still see like what price did the day after, right? You'll build self-awareness that way because you'll see the things you missed. You'll see the things that you might have done, the things you might have not done, the ways you would have acted usually if you have time off the charts, but you still watch the charts. It's a good way to take a step back if you ever feel like you're getting ahead of yourself, because sometimes we get ahead of the market. The market's always going to be here, right? But sometimes we get ahead of the market and we operate too much, or we have too much screen time, we overtrade, take too many trades. So taking a step back, sometimes excessive screen time can lead to just making more decisions, right? Every decision you make in the market, every trade you take in the market takes something from you. Energy-wise, it takes energy from you. It takes time, right? Every single position you take, every trade you win, lose, whatever it is, it takes energy from you. Maybe anxiety, maybe patience, stress, whatever it is, right? So a lot of energy goes into trading. Trading itself, just trading. Like if we didn't stream, if there was nothing, if I just traded on my own, a lot of energy just goes into trading as it is. If you guys trading on your own, a lot of energy goes into it. There could be anxiety. There could be sleepless nights. There could be sleepless weeks, sleepless months. There could be losing streaks. There could be winning streaks. Winning streaks are exciting. Exciting is energy, right? Losing streaks feel bad. That is energy. So the market can take good energy and bad energy from you. It's still energy, right? Let's say you go on a winning streak like crazy and you're just winning. You're probably going to have high energy, right? You're probably going to feel excited. You're probably going to feel confident, right? Those things can tilt too. Like winning streaks can tilt and losing streaks can tilt. You can go on a 2-week losing streak. You can go on a losing streak and then you can just hit it back with one good week, one good flip week. It's about trying to stay consistent though and not being really afraid of the market. But if you ever go through those types of periods where you're like, man, what's going on? You feel like you're stuck. You feel like you're lost. Take a step back. Try to refine things. I used to call it going back to the drawing board. So that's what I used to always say. I always say, you know, I need to go back to the drawing board. I need to take a step back, take some time off the charts, but go back to the drawing board, refine things. Maybe go back to the basics. Maybe like instead of trying to be a wizard at everything, go back to the basics and refine things. Refine the things that you started with. What got you to where you are? Where you are now, what are the things that got you there? What did you start with? What, you know? It doesn't always need to be more to change the outcome. Like more information. There's a lot of smart money concepts these days. Smart money's good. I have the smart money tool. I use the smart money tool. Right, we have a smart money tool in the inner circle. It's pretty much like done. I upgraded it the other night, or updated it the other night. This one. And this is like, I know smart money, but it's not like the main way I trade. But there's things that we can focus on, obviously. A lot of traders these days rush to that style, and it works. But I think you got to kind of start at the basics too. Yeah, BTC dump. BTC had a big dump today, but like we're seeing a lot of liquidity and a lot of volume right now. We're seeing rotation. We're seeing rotation, I think, like soon, because you got like Bitcoin like stabilizing up here, making a top, could go down lower, but the money's cycling into Ethereum and Solana. We can see it right now. Actually, Bitcoin's down almost 2%, but we're getting a little. I think we're at a point soon where it's the swap, like the conversion over rotation. Look at Bitcoin down. However, ETH, there's some rotation there happening. Solana too. Interesting. A lot of liquidity, a lot of volume because of what happened on Friday. Friday was crazy. Friday was a crazy day. There were a couple things that happened on Friday. There's some key news. We're going to look at gold in a minute. We're going to go over some of the indicator too. Friday was Powell. Basically when he said based on current conditions, we're going to have to look to cut the interest rates. Right when he said that, like current conditions or something like that, right when he said that, boom, everything went crazy. Like the second he said that one thing, the market just exploded on Friday. So yeah, he injected strong optimism into the market. Investors reading his tone as a sign that interest rate cuts could materialize as soon as next month. That shifted Bitcoin, obviously. Stocks. The stock market added $1 trillion that day. It was a crazy day. So that, the tone, they're right there. Interest rate cuts could materialize as soon as next week. Or next month, sorry. September. Within the month, they're saying. So that's some interesting news. We've seen a lot of liquidation. Yeah, crypto longs just got liquidated. There we go. An hour ago. Holy. Well, how much money? Like 250 million or something? Michael Saylor said Bitcoin's on sale. Yeah, a lot of money got liquidated. We saw the market. We saw what crypto did. Even altcoins surged that day. Crypto-related stocks. Ethereum ripped. That was on the optimism of this. So a sign. It wasn't it's not official, but I mean that's how the market read it. It's not official, but what happens? What I'm thinking is, okay, he said that, and look what the market did. So what happens when they actually cut the rates? What's the market going to do then? Right? Two scenarios I'm thinking ahead of time. When they cut the rates for a short period of time, there's a down movement where we're getting like a short nosedive in price. Maybe for a short period, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe a couple days. And then we rally after. Or interest rates get cut, and what happened Friday just happens again, but more, maybe weeks of that, months, a start of a trend. It could be a situation where the interest rates get cut and you see a short sell-off, like you see a short crash, but that short crash is just setting up for the longer term rally. Those are the two situations when they cut rates that are likely to happen, where it's like, okay, we're bullish either way afterwards. If you look it up, Asian wealth flows into crypto. Wealthy families across Asia are boosting their crypto allocations, placing as much as like 5% of portfolio into digital assets. There was a crypto equity fund in Singapore that raised 100 million quickly. And you can look this stuff up on Google, Twitter, facts. It's just like, it's not trillions of dollars, but it's just like 5%. It's you might see some headlines on this that says like Asian families are investing trillions of dollars. No, it's more like just 5% of their portfolios, which could be a lot. So they're saying like across the board, like remember, like El Salvador did what they did, right? That's one country. Go back and think about what El Salvador did, right? And has been doing. That's just one country when you think about it. And like we're still here. What happens like when it's 20 countries or 15 countries, 20, like all the countries catching up to the race? Because every single country has reserves in gold. So if you do research, you'll see every nation has gold reserves. So now you're seeing countries start to have the, countries, companies, bigger levels of authority have these crypto reserves or Bitcoin reserves. So take El Salvador, for instance. What happens like when it just, it's 20 countries, 15 countries. Brazil, if you look at what Brazil had, and not to mention El Salvador, they have the first Bitcoin bank. And they're doing stuff with XRP too, and hearing stuff for, I think we saw some news on that. What was it? I'm gonna go to this other stuff, but where was it? I posted it here. Brazil held their first Bitcoin strategic reserve hearing yesterday. They're considering buying 19 billion in Bitcoin. So at these prices, El Salvador started, remember where El Salvador started at like 18, 20,000s, and they've still been accumulating. Brazil, so think about all these countries have gold reserves, all right? They all have gold reserves. When you're in business and you're dealing with countries, companies and stuff, it's competition too. It's a competitive nature too of how people are acting and working towards this long term. If we see more countries do what El Salvador did, think about it. Like there's gold reserves. Countries have these gold reserves, right? For years, decades and stuff. So what happens when more and more countries decide to do what El Salvador did, right? And what USA is looking to do by December, they say. So if you look at her Cynthia Loomis has one of the bills for the strategic reserve for USA. If you look what she's saying, rumors have it by December. I've been watching a lot of videos in the last 48 hours. So we're going to talk about a lot this week. Rumors have it by December that strategic reserve will be out for US because they've already implemented these bills like the stablecoin bill, Clarity Act and stuff. So that gives them the foundation to go forward to be more strategic and the reserve section with those bills. So lots been going on. Obviously price is doing what it's doing right now, but there's a lot still going on. And you have to consider where we are right now. We're in August going to September. So still a season that historically, when you think about where we are right now in terms of seasons, August, September, historically tends to be historically I've experienced it, so I know I've been through it. But that season right there tends to have like a crash. If you go study August, September, or August going into September, there tends to be like liquidations, crashes. It's after September. If we study Bitcoin and we mark Septembers, all right? You can study Bitcoin or even other assets and you can mark September, right? We can go to September last year. We can go to September the year before. Septembers tend to have kind of a bottom in it. We got to go September here. If you study Septembers on Bitcoin now, I've been, oh yeah, I remember, oh yeah, this was the one that, I remember this crash. This is the crash, I remember this crash. So let's look at this, for example. Let's go look at this cycle here. August. Bullish rally. August stayed up. August going into September. I say this a lot because I've experienced it. It's not always August. It's not always, it can be August going into September. We could get a crash. It's happened a lot. But after that crash, I'm going to show you, like, don't be scared. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to prepare you for, I like to always think of the worst case scenario before, I always, worst case, bottom line thinking. From my experience in Bitcoin, I've been through these August, September, so I know like what I'm talking about. Yeah, we could get a crash potentially, but if you study Septembers, that's usually the local bottom that goes into like the rally into the end of the year. It can be. It could be usually a rally into the end of the year. You go study a lot of Septembers, it can have like a bottom point. Hopefully it's not like one of those Septembers. But look at like the last few. I'll show you in order. Like last year. So here's last year, September. You could see like we sort of dropped off into it. Like we were selling off into it last year. And then rallied end of the year, towards the end of the year. The year before it was maybe similar, I think. Like you could see how coming into September, the price is selling off. 2 years. This is 2 years ago. So like it pumped up. And then where's August? August is here. August dumps into September. September local bottom until the end of the year. You have last year again sell off into September. September local bottom until the end of the year. The year before that, not as like it did go bearish into September and it did make a bottom in September and rallied, but then we had a dump and then it ended up rallying after. Here's a September where it's bearish in September and then at the end of September it just rallies until the end of the year, like November, and then that's it. Like here's a September bearish, makes a local bottom, rallies. So it like, however, from now until middle September, like anything can happen. Market could go down, but it's more about like after September, maybe the months afterwards. Go study your Septembers. All right. We're gonna look at gold soon. We're gonna look at the charts. A lot happened though last week, guys. A lot. If you didn't know, they added $1 trillion to the stock market. I think last time we saw last time we saw that type of number, I think was like March, April with the whole tariffs stuff. Like 1 trillion added. We'll have to see how tomorrow's stock market does. Like this week might be an interesting stock market, like how much money's added. Maybe it loses money and then adds money. Like I remember in March and April, there was days like this where 1 trillion was added, 500 billion was lost, another 1 trillion added. Like it was, I remember back in March and April, there was days like that. If anyone remembers the tariffs, when the tariffs were becoming really, really hot with all over the news in Trump, China, and all the other countries, when he had his big board of his tariffs thing. Last time, realistically, like think about it. For me, I'm like March, April. I remember it would be like, I think there was a day 2 trillion was added, or 1.5, 1.3 trillion was added, and then a day where a certain amount was lost and stuff like that. So I'm wondering with this, when I see this number, 1 trillion would add to the stock market. I'm wondering if we see more days like that, but I'm wondering if we also see days where there's a loss, where okay, 1 trillion was added. What if there's a day where 1 trillion is lost? And then a couple days, like weeks after, this could start a liquidity cycle, right? Be the start of a liquidity cycle where liquidity is going from gains to loss before it goes in the bigger direction, the bigger picture. It reminds me of March and April in a way with the tariffs, because I remember there was weeks, it was when Donald Trump said, now's a great time to buy. It was in March or April, and Donald Trump literally tweeted, now is a great time to buy. And it literally was the perfect time to buy. If you go back and look at when he tweeted anything, like you could have bought anything. And stocks, indexes, whatever. Crypto, Bitcoin was perfect to buy. Ethereum, like he gave literally the perfect signal. If you go back, I'll post it in Discord after this session. So I remember that. It was around that time. And there was literally days, I bet I could go to the chart and refresh my memory. If I go to the chart, my memory will get refreshed. It was down here. It was here. It was all in here. There was days where it was this much was added, this much was lost, this much was added, this much was lost, added. So I'm wondering if that, because now we're looking at the US 30 and it's making an all-time high. It's a new all-time high on this thing. So I'm wondering if like it was like numbers I don't think we've seen, like the numbers were like this. It was like down there, I remember. Like numbers like this. And then we got crypto big numbers too. So it's definitely interesting time, interesting feeling for me, like the way it feels. Like I've been in the market for over 10 years, so I can feel things, market sentiment. It feels familiar to me. Something familiar. I'm getting a good sense of what's coming, but it might not be pretty in the beginning. Maybe the coming weeks, there could be, expect a lot of volatility, expect a lot of liquidations, maybe like back and forth. Like what we saw today. Today we're getting, and you know, the Trumps, they're pushing Bitcoin to 175K, and that's where the M2 money supply follows it. If you look at the M2 money supply, I think I posted it in here. M2 money supply is saying like 160s, I think that is, like 155, like closer to that. There's a correlation. So it looks like Bitcoin could top out maybe like 150. Maybe have one more leg up. I would say one more leg up. It's been following. Anyone remember we were looking at this in March and April? Some of you guys should remember when this started going up and Bitcoin was here. It started here. Man, inner circle sessions. You guys in inner circle, there's sessions in March and April where, and probably some on YouTube, where this was starting to go and Bitcoin's price was lagging behind it. We've watched this since March, April, and it's been on point. It's been correlating. The Trump's pushing, like this guy, son, Eric Trump, super bullish on the industry, on the space. They're also about to launch. They're about to do their token unlock on September 1st. So I think like 20% token unlock comes available for that World Liberty token. It's tradable. It is tradable. It's on pre-market right now on some platforms, but it's not available to buy until like September 1st. I don't know. That's what I've been seeing. September 1st, that coin comes out. Michael Saylor says Bitcoin's on sale. What do you know? Crypto liquidations. We're going to probably see some of this stuff. More of these that happen. If you see, might see multiple days like this in the coming weeks. Or longs, crypto longs. There's probably a lot of high leverage longs right now. That happened in 30 minutes. Damn. 30 minutes. God. Damn. Well, the exchanges are happy. Those crypto exchanges they probably like Bybit, Binance, like the leverage trading platforms. They damn. There you go. Shit. Are the shorters the people who short? XRP ETF. There's a lot of news I posted in the Discord last night. There was a lot of heating up news. I got some more to post maybe later tonight. We're talking now we're talking on a different type of level. Like it's no more like it's like the news we're looking at these days is crypto treasury companies are loading up. Bitcoin treasury companies keep climbing. Ethereum treasuries are accelerating fast in the last 2 months, and Solana just started to get picked up. Like when companies with balance sheets start stacking up, it's no longer retail driving the market, it's institutions locking up supply. So when retail comes, it's like crazy. Exchange reserves keep bleeding out, so go check out what I posted. I posted a lot of news last night. Ethereum is becoming scarce because, I mean, it's getting locked away. Total value is getting locked. Because I guess that could be like staking, because of like staking, you can stake Ethereum. So that's the utility there. So about 30% I think is being staked right now. So that's kind of like, it has a TLV, total locked value, in there. Yeah, it looks like on exchanges, a lot of people are just keeping their Ethereum off exchanges too. Also, Ethereum usage, like the more Ethereum gets used, the kind of like scarcer it becomes, because it burns when it gets, so it's interesting. Now, these people, again, this is the news we're seeing these days. It's no more like hype. Like, I mean, this can hype stuff up, but it's like clear news that the institutions they're speaking in volume. Sharplink Gaming. We're seeing, so what a lot of these companies are doing is are fundraisers, raising funds, buybacks, and they're using their shares, their let's say the value of their company or the shares in their company, and or even they're using even debt. They're using things they can sell and loan off of, things that they can raise funds behind to use it to acquire these assets. Like we're seeing this now with Bitcoin and Ethereum a lot. If you don't know who Sharplink is, I gave you guys the day they filed for something. I told you guys about this. The day it came out. I also saw some HBAR news. Did I like it? Let me see. There's a lot of news. There's too much to go over on this stream. We're gonna go through it all throughout the week. HBAR. I think there's, right? Let me see if I can find it, or I might just have to show it on a different stream. Yeah, maybe. What is it? This is true. Saw some. Where I've seen there's some. You can look up H bar stuff like this, files for ETFs. Go on YouTube, Twitter. It's true. All right, gold's open. It looks like gold. I dropped analysis. If you're in my inner circle, if you're in the inner circle community, I dropped gold analysis for you guys. And it's probably gonna do. Like, here we go. Where is it here? I dropped a video for you guys last night at like 10:30 at night. Pretty good video. You guys have access to it. I'm gonna run this down. Like, it's probably gonna go for what I said in that video. Right? We're probably gonna get a sell before a buy. Come down maybe to like this area on gold this week. You could wait, like, see if gold retraces this week and gives you a good buying opportunity later in the week. You don't have to rush it. Market open. You don't gotta like, market's open, but you don't gotta rush right when the market's open. Like, oh my god, I got the trade. There doesn't have to be a trade right when the market opens. If anything, this thing could drop 75. You guys know, you guys that come on here, there's plenty of YouTube videos on it. We've streamed a lot about it. Those quarter levels, 75. It may climb down to the 50 level. We have the 25 here. I think this week it would be good to see if this thing could, you get a good retracement on it this week. You get a good retracement this week. Wait, maybe it might take a couple days to wait and see if the market gives that retracement, but that would be ideal. Like, we're probably going to come back to test this area, this low, this week from the looks of it. Market did a big push up. We have a change of character, market structure shift. Right, if you're looking at this low. I talked about this last week, like, perfectly. Like, there's two sessions I did last week where I went over gold. And it was pretty clear. Like, I went over how this could turn into a structure shift because of this high right here. Right, you have like a change of character there. You're in a downtrend. Right, you have, like, you could see here, you have this swing up, and then you come down, and you make that low. But from that low completely goes into a new high. It creates a higher high, right? So you have, when you look at your structure here, you have like a lower high here. And then you go into a lower low. But from that lower low, you create a higher high here. So that right there, you're getting a structure shift in price. Market structure shift, change of character. It held perfectly. Like, look right here, rejection candles. What also happened around the 25 level. And I said last week when I was streaming, I was like, 25 could potentially hold. So yeah, you got like a good shift down here in price. So it's looking like price wants to come back down before buys. If you're looking for buys this week, you could chill on price and let it come down. Wait for price to come down throughout the week. It should have a buy setup. I would just stay patient, let it retrace until it comes down a good amount, maybe to at least like 33.50. But you had a nice, like, last week. That was, if you go, there's two streams. Like, what I'm talking about right now, I'm not talking about it just in hindsight right now. I talked about it last week live on streams. Right, so you could watch for gold to come to 33.50, 33.40. I'll wait to see if it could retrace. Like, right now there's a rejection candle on the 4 hour. So it could possibly be starting a retracement. If it comes back, like, you have your low here. So it could try to come back and like retrace that low. We'll hold like 33.50 ideally. that could maybe bring us back to the high, or even like 3,400 if we hold bullish. That's what I see on gold to start the week off. It looks like we could come down. September, Canada, US. Oh man, yeah, where are you, Cab? Oh yeah, Caboter worse, man. You were posting some crazy stuff in Discord, man. Holy moly. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, set up a better password, yo. Authenticator, get your two authenticator thing. That shit was, oh man. Canada US just had tariff deal. Oh dear, here we go. Let's check that out. Ay, ay, ay. Did they? Yeah. Canada US tariff deal, what is it? What's the deal? Canada. Yeah, it looks like we're coming down. It's structure. So with gold, it's about structure. So there's pumps and dumps. Let's just say, okay, you have pumps and you have dumps. Simple. You're going to have big pumps, dumps, dumps. Dude. You can't take the boy out the man, right? Dirt. Anyway, you got pumps and you got dumps. Some of those pumps will lead to a structure, right? Or some of those dumps will. Maybe it can create a higher high, or maybe it can create a lower low, right? Bro, that Discord thing, yeah, holy, I didn't click on it because I was like, what is this? I'm not gonna click on this, but I don't know if you guys clicked on that thing. I had to give them a timeout in the Discord. Is there any more fake accounts in here? Let's see, is there any new ones? I gotta check if there's any new foo-foo ass accounts in this thing. See, like some people joined today. ECABs. Nope, there's only one ECABs. All right. There's no more of that stuff, right? The freaking, oh man, bro, is scaring all of us, yo. Bro, you scared all of us. All right, you scared all of us. There's a couple of you. Looks like sells before buys. Like structure helps tell you where you are. Like this is a pump, so it's like, okay, it's likely the market's gonna go into a sell then. Like with gold, when you look at all the pumps, you have these pumps. So look at things like pumps here. Then you have your dumps. Then you have your pumps. Then you have your dumps. You have your pumps. You have your dumps. 4 hours is a good time frame to see it all on, right? Like if you look at the market from a fractal point of view, you just start somewhere, like start here. Okay, here there's a dump. We're going to be talking pumps and dumps this year, all right, guys? Pumps and dumps. I'm going to make a t-shirt. Now I'll wear it every session. So, can I make like a nice Prada t-shirt that just says pump and dump? Is there any way to do that? Off-white t-shirt, pump and dump, something like that. So yeah, you start at a point and you have your dumps, and you have your pumps. Some will be you have to kind of take, some will be smaller, some will be bigger, but it's within structure, right? Like you have a high, you go into a low, boom, 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 boom. Here's our last low. So we pumped, We're going to probably get a dump now. But once that's settled, we let that go. We let that drop. Let it drop. Let it do its thing. Maybe come down for a bit. 33.50. 4 hours really all you need to trade gold. Once you just master the 4 hour, you can go down. Like, even to just trade anything, like, all you really need is a 4 hour. You just have to be patient. Like, if you look at last week, I could have sent, I could have sent more signals last week, to be honest. Last week, there was fire signals on the chart. I could have sent 2 more. I sent 2 signals last week in like 12 hours. But it was based on like 4 hour analysis. So I found 2. Last week was one of those weeks where there was literally like a buy here. There's a buy here. I sent a sell here, and then once it came down, I sent a buy. That buy could have worked twice. This buy right here could have worked twice, by the way. It pretty much did work twice. So I sent a sell up here, and I missed this buy, or this buy at least. I could have sent one more signal, one of those buys. Could have sent a buy here. There, at that price. But based on 4 hour, like, all you need is the 4 hour. You just gotta know where you are in structure, where you just came from. Where did I come from? How was price delivered? Where am I in structure? Am I at a higher high? Where did I come from as well? Because if price makes a move like this, it's okay, yeah, it's bullish, but we don't want to buy high up like this. If anything, it's more likely that a sell is going to happen in this case, right? It's like if you have a chart that looks like this, let's say, and the market's broken down, and you have a support here. So let's just say the market has a support right here, and you've broken out of that support. You had a breakout, right? The market's here now, so where's the market likely to go now? Like, based on what you see, based on what price has done, there's a support here, right? Maybe the market's in a downtrend. Where's the market likely to go to, right? So it's like you could see the sell, like you're like, oh, okay, I want the sell. Like there's a sell setup. Like there's a sell setup on the chart. But realistically, the buy is likely to happen to take you to the sell. All right? Pump and dumps, yo. There's been that was our strategy from January to like May. Buy the dumps. January to like May. May it got a little harder, but we've still been buying the dumps. There was a tricky period where it wasn't working as it was like January to May, but January, February, March, April, up until May, our strategy on these live sessions was literally buy the dips. We would literally let price dump. We would literally wait for it to dump, and we would just like wait for the buys. All like January, February, March, April. Some of you guys know exactly what I'm talking about that have been here, right? It's likely to retest the support, right? But you're obviously going to be like, okay, I'll sell here when it gets here. But let's just say once you focus on 4 hour, like all you need is 4 hour to understand where price could go and where price is, because it's a concrete time frame. It's a more accurate time frame. So if price breaks out of a key level of support, I'm here. Or even if another scenario would be, let's just say price is in a downtrend. It's in a downtrend. And it's made an extreme bearish move. And now it's made a lower low. I know price is likely to give me a buy. Right? A downtrend could be something like this. Same, an uptrend vice versa, where price is going down. It gives you a buy, and then it goes down. And it gives you another buy. Maybe a bit bigger. And then it gives you a small buy. And then boom, it gives you a huge buy. That's a downtrend where you could see buys in a downtrend, but the confirmations will be there. But some of the moves might be bigger than others until it finds that exhaustion of the bottom of the trend. Same goes for if something's trending up. If something's trending up, right, you could easily see a sell setup, but the sell might not be as big as you want it until it's like, okay, the trend's over. So that's why like it's good to stick with the things you see on the 4 hour, because you'll take a trade, boom, okay, it goes up 80 pips, comes back to your entry, continues the trend. You'll take another trade, it goes up 50 pips, boom. You'll take a trade, you hit a stop loss. But if you don't take that fourth trade, you're going to miss the trade, the real shift, that real 4 hour shift. Because you could have like rejection candles at your highs, right? And then it's like you get that one rejection candle that shifts price completely. An example would be, I'm going to show you on the chart, for example. Like, look at, I'm going to show you a few examples, actually. And I've talked about this recently. Like, look at here, for example. Look at this uptrend right here, right? You could see some sells in the uptrend. Like, okay, here. I mean, it started the uptrend here. You could see some sells. There's sell confirmations. Like if we were on the chart at those times, it's like, it looks like a sell, but it was making trend continuations, pretty much break and retests. And then the trend fully shifts. So if you're someone who's selling these, selling, that's not bad. You got to stick with it though, because like it'd be like if you were buying this. It would be like this down. So look, there's a downtrend here. It would be like if you're going for the buy here and you're like, I think it's going to go up. Or you're looking for the buy here and you're like, I think it's going to go up. Or you're looking for the buy here and it's like, I think it's going to go up. And then the buy comes, right? That's very common with trends. Trends, like you're in a trend, there's going to be waves of it. Maybe you'll see, like if you're in a downtrend, you might see 3 or 4 buys in the downtrend. That fourth one's going to be the big buy. A couple of them, like, I scroll through a lot of your messages. I know how some of you guys trade. Like some of you guys would be buying here like I would and probably be going for that move up, right? And then it doesn't hit. That trade doesn't hit. Like it doesn't go as much as you want and it continues the trend and you're like, oh man, I was wrong. What was I doing wrong? And maybe you discourage yourself. You get down on yourself in a way. Not that there wasn't a good buy there, right? It's just the market's in a downtrend, right? You're at the right spot. Like let's say you're looking for a buy here and you're targeting a couple hundred pips, right? But it doesn't give you that move and it continues the trend and you look at the chart like, damn, what am I doing wrong? I'm missing the trend. And you maybe don't go for that next buy. Maybe that next buy gives you a lack of confidence because you're like, these buys aren't these aren't the buys. But the market will do that. Like you gotta a lot of times stick with your strategy, stick with your bias. Like even in here, there's been pumps and dumps, but there was a good buy here, a good buy here. I like to wait because for me, it takes a move to make a move. Basically, like sells turn into buys, buys turn into sells. You have your buys, your sells, right? So like it takes a buy to create a sell. So we had a big buy here. We can see on gold. Smash the like button, fam. We got 111 people on. Smash that like button, yo. Come on, Lee. Smash the like button if you're getting value. Aight. 27 likes. Damn, yo. Smash that like button, fam. Don't forget. Fires me up. It takes a move to make a move. So like I like to wait for these pumps and dumps to happen on the 4 hour because then I know, okay, something's lining up. Pro tip. I went over some pro tips last session. I wrote them down in my notes. I got to see where they are in my notes because we just went over on the session. I forgot to post it in the chats. Last session we were on. Because if you guys saw last week, it's like I haven't been that active, right? I haven't been so active, right? But last week was a good week on gold, even without being so active. So I forget where I put it in my notes. I was talking about last week on one session, how like if you want to be a profitable trader, I think we went over some tips last week. To help you be profitable and actually find your edge. Find your edge in the market. One of the things we talked about last week was to stop forcing trades. Like, stop forcing trades. I forget everything that I said on the session. Like, it was on one of the sessions last week. And I think I was saying, like, I have some of it in my notes, but I was gonna post it in Discord after. Trade the opportunity. And, like, you gotta let the opportunities build up, too. I think we were talking about, like, being a profitable trader is not a amount of screen time or how much trades you take or how much predictions you make. Like, if you're trading or if you're taking trades just because it's your trading time or you just feel the need to be in the market, right? You're already, like, messing up. Profitable traders don't even trade every single day. Like, the most profitable traders, they don't even take trades every single day. They trade when the market shows them something clean. That's what it is. When the market shows you something clean. Something obvious. Something that is readable. Something that's like, yo, I see this. This is very clear and clean. Your job at the end of the day, what we were talking about last week when we talked about this, there's a session where I think I talked about this for like 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes, right? Your job, I always say this, is really just patience at the end of the day. Not prediction. You don't need to be a predictor. All right? There's people who can only, like, do markups on charts. I can send signals. You know, I can do live trading, even though I like sending signals more than doing live trading, personally. It just, like, makes me more comfortable, more confident. I like sending signals more. I've done it. I used to get paid to send signals by a company. So, like, I've done it for years. I like sending signals because when I see something, it's like a signal sometimes for me is like, I might not even be on the charts and I hop on the charts and I'm like, oh, there's a signal here. Or it's like I'm looking at the chart and it's like, yo, signal. Or it's like I know where price is and I come to the chart. Or like signals are different than live trading. So your job, like, is to be just patient, not predict things. You don't want to be a predictor all the time. Like, sometimes the best trade is taking no trade and just sitting on your hands and letting the market come to you. I like to let moves happen. I know I'm not going to be involved in every single movement in the market. Caught some nice buys last week on gold and a fire sell last week on gold. I missed movements before that though. I missed this buy. I missed this sell. I missed this buy. I missed movements before that. Even things that I talked about on stream, I missed last week, but I caught some good moves. So I've recognized from over the years of trading, I'm not going to be a part of every single movement in the market. So for me, my strategy is, like, part of my strategy is letting a move happen, letting the market make a move. So then I can set myself up or look for something, whether that's a pump or a dump. So it's movements like this last week where I understand where price is. So for instance, last week I was looking at, and I even put it in the public Discord too here as well. So for instance, like this. I like to, like, movements like this. I missed this move. I should have been in this. This was an easy buy to catch. Like this, for instance, price has pumped, right? Whereas in this case, most traders are going to be bullish, right? They're going to be like, oh my God, I got to buy, because price has moved the way it moved, right? It made an extreme bullish move. Oh my gosh, we're bullish. We got to buy. Most traders at this stage are going to be thinking, okay, buy, bullish, because of the way price moved. Think about when Bitcoin explodes. When Bitcoin price explodes, what's everybody want to do? They want to buy. But when Bitcoin dumps, everyone's all scared, right? So, boom, people are going to be like buying, wanting to look for buys more. I like to let these big moves happen on gold, whether it's a dump or a pump, so it can set me up for that next move. Because, like, it takes a buy to create a sell. I posted this in the Discord last week, right? I posted this. I said, where was it? I said possible sell zone, 33.46, 33.50 area. After this move happened, I'm like, okay, I got a good area. I like the movement that happened on price. And that thing ended up dumping nicely on the 4 hour. So moves like things like that, for me, in my trading, I like to let, again, I did, if you're in my inner circle, there's some good videos on this, and I think under the masterclass section, takes a move to make a move. So I'm not chasing every movement. I'm like, okay, I understand this movement is happening. It can keep going up, but eventually it's going to die down and the trend is going to shift, or we're going to get a retracement. It's about where structure is too. What happens when there's spikes? No, I wouldn't say manipulate. Like, it can be manipulation. You could look at it like that sometimes, in some cases. Gold is very manipulative, so yeah, it can have that behavior where it just will drive down with price. That is gold's very manipulative because it's traded in futures, spot, traded in forex. It's a very large market, so there's a lot of volume all through the day with gold. So you don't always got to be a predictor. Your job isn't to predict. I think like patience is key. You'll realize at some point you could spend a couple hours a week on the chart and still see setups. Yeah, it's probably going to drop like I said, guys. And if you're in my inner circle, I did a pretty good rundown on this last night. I dropped a video last night. I could, like I said, see us coming down to maybe like 3350, 3340 area. Probably going to come back to try to retest this low because that's where the volume came from Friday. I could see that. That low. Key point. Probably going to come back to even try retesting that. That's going to be a key point to watch this week. That's all I'm probably going to focus on this week so far. If I see anything else other than this, it's like in between. It's Sunday, so there'll be other stuff to look at in between when we're live. Next session is going to be tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. So I'll be on tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. That's Monday, New York session. If you guys have any questions, type them in the chat. We're going to probably get off in a little bit. Solana 202. Yeah, it looks like we're going to probably go into, looking like crypto. Yeah, we just spiked up like crazy on ETH. It looks like the September flush is coming. Like September, it looks like maybe we could hold, like we're getting kind of that drop into September. We're bearish going into September right now. August being more bearish. Not looking for any trades right now on crypto, but we'll analyze like Bitcoin, Ethereum throughout the week and some other things. Gold looks clean right now, like it'll come down. It also had that nice counter trend line break here. You can see that. That was a nice counter trend line break right there. There's kind of like a fair value there, like some equilibrium. Yeah, gold looks like it wants to drop. Like I said, 3350, probably going to come down to there. This is like a place like where it's likely sells are happening. Like you just had a rejection candle and it's probably likely to make like maybe this move down. Like that last candle was a rejection candle. So it's likely we're going to probably come down, make this move. It's just like an equilibrium, some fair value there. A fair value point, equilibrium. There's an imbalance all in this candle. This is a big candle, so it has to like retrace some of it. Like this candlestick right here, it has to retrace some of that candle, right? So we're going to see where this thing is tomorrow, New York session. Maybe it's down lower. Tomorrow we'll be live. I'll be back again tomorrow morning. Like I said, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. Check out the new video I just posted on the YouTube channel. I think it was a couple hours ago. Just posted a new video 2 hours ago. Go check it out. It's a fire video. Check out the videos if you haven't. They're good quality videos. It's on trend lines. Go watch that video. I just posted it 2 hours ago. It's a pretty solid video. Check her out. Go check it out. Go check that video out. Just dropped it. It's a good video. Trust me. We got some new videos loading. But we also got some good stuff coming for September. But yeah, check out that video. It's an in-depth, pretty in-depth video for 10 minutes. There's some good value in there. Just posted it literally 2 hours ago right here. You can see, yeah, 2 hours ago. Saw that? Where'd it go? Yeah. Check it out. Check it out. Check that video. Yeah, everyone's. I've been adding everybody. I know. I think I added you already. Let me see. There you go. Nope, you have access. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here in a few minutes. Keep an eye. Let gold come down. Let it drop this week. There's another area. Like if gold doesn't respect this structure, we'd have to wait. Oh yeah, here this low. There's an area way down here, but maybe that's far away for now. For now, it's like this. Wait, letting gold, let it come down. Let it drop. We'll see if there's a setup when it drops. I think there should be after it has a drop down. I'm gonna wait. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. Let it drop. It's Sunday. Like Sundays don't have to be full-on trading days. Like unless you're looking for these sells. Like. Well, things like gold will probably go up. Bitcoin. When the currencies crash. I don't think the currencies are going to crash because like right now, like banks are already trying to implement things to prevent that and prevent crashes or prevent like, what is it? What's that? What's the word I'm looking for? Quantum computing right now. Banks are getting into quantum computing and how they can be more secure and stuff. Banks are also getting into like the stable industry, so currencies, there's an evolution maybe happening right now to what the new currencies are. Is it stable coins? I don't think things will crash. If you look at like, there's a lot going on with quantum computing. Would that's a big question. That's like a big rabbit hole question. Makes me think. I'm be thinking about that question tonight. Thank you. There we go. Red November. Shout out to Red November. About to go down the rabbit hole. Like Bitcoin, like gold. What would happen to gold if currencies crashed? What would happen to Bitcoin? I mean, U.S. dollar, if you look, whatever Trump's trying to do is keep U.S. dollar in power, USA in power. What would happen to gold? If currencies crash, what would happen to gold? Like, just the gold value, like That would be interesting. Yeah, let gold come down this week. Let it come down. Unless like you're trying to fill some of that yeah, look at that candle. It's trying to fill this. It's trying to come down a bit. Nice. Nice. I think we'll find a setup, but we're letting it come down. Chill on it. Chill for a bit. Let it come down. Wait for it this week. I like the way gold's moving right now. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up. I gotta wrap it up. I gotta yeah, the sells make sense. The sells make sense. This is a rejection candle. Nice rejection there. Yeah. 1 hour failed. Yeah, you're right. Now you're breaking this. So it looks like it's like accumulating now. Shifting back up. Or down, sorry. Probably like get like a retracement, continuations too, like and just continue more down. That's what I saw. Like I made a video for you guys yesterday that are in the inner circle, and in these types of situations, it's like you're likely to get a sell right before a buy. So it's like where structure is, especially on the 4 hour, helps you. Like this is like easy to kind of see. Okay, sells could happen. That's why I like gold. Once you get used to gold, like the 4 hour, you can kind of tell like where you are and where it could go. Structure movements can be pretty clean. I'm gonna wait probably later in the week for that buy setup. I should have been in the sell at like 70s already. 75 even last week. 75 was a sell. That's a quarter level. So it looks like we might come down to test that 50. 75 to 50. This has moved nice in the quarters. If you look at, if we take these, let's take this indicator off real quick. If you go 25, sometimes it's just patience, and the market can provide like the cleanest setups if you're not always just forcing them. Like this went from underneath 25, above 25, it hit 50. And then it literally came right back to 25, and then it broke through, the 50 here, and now we hit 75. And now it looks like we want to go back to 50. Maybe even a bit lower. I could see it tapping 50 and bouncing off of it, but even trying to test like maybe a bit lower. But the quarters, like it playing like pink at 50 to 25 to 75, maybe coming back to 50. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. I gotta go down the rabbit hole real quick. I'm kidding, but Bitcoin. What are we getting now? We're getting like, we're above that zone still. I remember when price was up here, I did say we could maybe come down to here and have a buy. We're still above on Bitcoin. Like we're still above here. We've been above 100K for over 100 days. Crazy. We've been above 100,000 for over 100 days. Bitcoin is still like above this key area. 110K, 105K, 100,000. Like a big area there. As it could crash into it and probably it would rebound. Like look what it did today, and it's already rebounding pretty fast. Like it hit 110 and now it's almost at like 114, on the way to like 114. It looks like what it hit 110.6. Now it's at 113s. It's above key area. Ethereum's still above 4K. So that's good. Like, could Ethereum come back to 4K or 4,500? Like, Ethereum's above 4K, key level. Ideally want to see it stay above there. You have like the 110, 105, 100. You have like a big area there. And September is coming, so September's often drop. If, depending on how strong the market is this week with the New York Open tomorrow, you know, we'd have to see if it stays above here, or if we do get that flash down, maybe rally back up. There could be. I feel like if you go study it based on, remember what I said at the beginning of the session, oftentimes you can be bearish. But yo, I'm out. Tune in tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. We'll be live New York session, 8:30 in the morning. All right? Maybe a little bit before 8:30, 8:15, 8:20. I'll be live tomorrow. Peace, peace, peace. Tap in tomorrow. I'll see y'all on the live stream. Peace, peace, peace. Got the Batman. Got the Batman set up. Yeah. Fucking thing's pretty dope. Thing's pretty dope. This fucking thing. Got the whole armory. Got the whole bar.